Good morning, ma'am. For now, we're going to report from a group 4. Today's topic is all about synopsis, marine botany, and macroalgae. Macroalgae are photosynthetic microorganisms found in marine freshwater environment. Its photosynthetic efficiency is 10 times higher than terrestrial plant, achieving higher growth rates and biomass reproductive, with some species doubling their biomass with few hours. Macroalgae contains organic matters, especially amino acid and phytohormones. In addition to in addition to polysaccharides useful as a biostimulant in the growth of higher plants. Those microalgae have been proposed as a biofertilizer due to their amino acid profile and contains to the other algae type natural substance. Amino acid based fertilization supplies plant with necessary element to develop as their structure and saving metabolic energy, since the nitrogen does not have a reduce. As a case of nitrate, which most reduce amino plant period incorporate and conversion of acetoacetate in order to synthesize an amino acid. Furthermore, knowledge based on my research, not only a fertilizer, macroalgae had been used as a human food source and nutritional supplement for hundreds of years. Algae organisms or living things that are separate all over the world. They grow in a different shape, size, and colors. They can exist in their own. They're growing their surface an organism. In the soil or rocks, their organism can be important because they make such of earth oxygen, which human and the other animals need to breathe. Some of those organisms, such as seaweeds, look like plants, however, they're actually neither plants nor animals. Instead, they belong to the group of living things called protists. They are very greatly sized. They grow in many diverse habitats. Microscopic algae called phytoplankton, truth or swimming like an ocean. Phytoplankton is so small 1,000 individual could fit on the head of a spin. Largest form of algae seaweed is reached as a 100 m 300 feet from the ocean above to the surface. Although the most of the organisms grow freshwater or seawater, they also grow in soil, trees, animals such turtles and polar bear, and even under the inside of a precious rock and sandstone. They can tolerate a wide range of temperature, and they can grow in a hot spring or snowbank and deep within the polar bear. The algae, singular alga, comprise several different groups of living organisms. They can usually found in a wet place or water bodies in the couple light energy through photosynthesis, converting substance in a simple sugar within the captured of energy, and nearly all algae have parts of the photosynthesis. They make oxygen, unlike the other photosynthetic bacteria such as a pole and green bacteria. Some unicellular algae rely entire on external algae source as the notice of or lose their photosynthesis apparatus. So, the first scientific studies on macroalgae start on the end of the 19th century when the macrobiologist Frederick in 1980 succeeded in a growing pure culture of the Corella galgeris. Cororella vulgaris, it is a green macroalgae and has a protein. It is the algae has been used as a human food source and a nutritional supplement for hundreds of years. As like I discussed, macroalgae or microphytes are micropolic algae invincible in the naked eye. They are phytoplankton typically found in a freshwater and microsystem. The diversity of macroalgae is a vast and represent an intact resource. The scientific literature indicate an existence of 2,000 to several million species of macroalgae, when compared about 250 species higher plant. Green macroalgae usually grown as a freshwater and seawater, whereas several other species and macroalgae grow in extremely saline environments, such as a Great Salt Lake in UAE, USA, and Dead Sea in Israel. Whereas aqueous habitats, some algae grow inside the deeper water, other populate as a surface water column, and a few grow in the limits photic zone, 200 to 300 meters below water surface. The macroalgae are small in size, most 5 to 50, and characterized by a simple morphology, usually cellular. According to most of the species are not observed as an individual cell specimen, but they become noticeable by when generates algae colony, especially in the form of algae back. Read on the below. Photics. In a water surface coastline between 45 and 300 north are suitable region for illegal farming. In a particular, in those littorals is a south in a Mediterranean and experience warmer climates, and whose temperature does not how much below 50 Celsius through the year. This type of warmer climate of the Mediterranean region can facilitate illegal growth in an open-closed pond system. World map of the current near-term liquid productivity potential from macroalgae based on a validate biogrowth model represent in a nomocrophysical in a protobioreactor result as a based on a simulation of 4,038 geographic location.
Good morning, ma'am. Today, we're going to report about the topic of pigment composition of microalgae. Pigment composition of microalgae is a class of photosynthetic pigments occur among the algae. Algae are broadly classified as rhodophyta, red algae, pyophyta, brown algae, and chlorophyta, green algae, and classified by size as macroalgae or macroalgae. Macroalgae seaweed are multicellular, large-size algae visible with the naked eye, while microalgae are microscopic single cells and may be prokaryotic, similar to cyanobacteria, chlorocybacteria, or eukaryotic, similar to green algae, chlorophyta. Three major classes of photosynthetic pigments occur among the algae: chlorophylls, carotenoids, carotenes, and xanthophylls, and phycobilins. The pigments are characteristics of certain algal groups as indicated below. Chlorophylls and carotenes are generally fat-soluble molecules and can be extracted from thylakoid membranes with organic solvents such as acetone, methanol, or DMSO. The phycobilins are pyridinane, in contrast, are water-soluble and can be extracted from algal tissues after the organic solvent extraction of chlorophyll in those tissues. Table 1. Pigment composition of several algal groups during 1982. They are division, common name, major accessory pigment. First one, chlorophyta, green algae, chlorophyll B, charophyta, charophytes, chlorophyll B, euglenophyta, euglenoids, chlorophyll B, Pheophyta, brown algae, chlorophyll 2, phocoxanthin, Chrysophyta, yellow-brown or golden-brown algae, chlorophyll 2, phocoxanthin, Pyrophyta, dinoflagellates, chlorophyll cytoperdinin, Cryptophyta, cryptomonads, chlorophyll phycobilins, Rhodophyta, red algae, Picortirin, Cyanophyta, blue-green algae, Physanin, Phycoritrin. Green algae. Green algae have chloroplast that contain chlorophyll and giving them a bright green color. The green algae are a large informal grouping of algae consisting of the chlorophyta and chlorophyta stratophyta, which are now placed in separate divisions, together with the more basal Mesostigmatophyceae, Chlorocybophyceae, and Spirotainia. Brown algae. Brown algae is a large group of multicellular algae including many seaweeds located in colder waters within the northern hemisphere. Most brown algae live in marine environments where they play an important role both as food and as a potential habitat. The brown algae comprising the class Pheophyceae are a large group of multicellular algae including many seaweeds located in colder waters within the northern hemisphere. Most brown algae live in marine environments where they play an important role both as food and as potential habitat. Scientific name of red algae is Pheophyceae, phylum Ocrophyta, clade SER or SAR, subphylum Piesta, Supercias fuseste. Red algae. Red algae is one of the oldest groups of eukaryotic algae. The red algae comprises one of the largest phyla of algae. Red algae or Rhodophyta are one of the oldest group of eukaryotic algae. The Rhodophyta also comprises one of the largest phyla of algae containing over 7,000 currently recognized species with taxonomic revisions ongoing. The scientific name of red algae is Rhodophyta.
Morning, Mom. Today I will tackle about the improved microalgae. Importance. Various sorts of algae play significant roles in aquatic ecology. Microscopic forms that live suspended in the water column called phytoplankton provide the foods base for most marine food chain. In every high densities, so-called algal bloom, they may discolor the water and outcompete for or poison other life forms. The seaweeds grow mostly in shallow marine waters. Some are used as human for or harvested for useful substances such agar or fertilizer. Algae are the most important photosynthesizing organisms on Earth. They capture more of the sun energy and produce more oxygen than all plants combined. They form the foundation of most aquatic food webs, which support an abundance of animals. These organisms also form mutually beneficial partnership with other organisms. For example, algae live with fungi to form lichens, plants like or branching growth that form on boulder, cliffs, and tree trunks. Algae called zooxanthellae live inside the cells of reef-building coral. In both the case, the algae provide oxygen and complex nutrients to their partner, and in return, they receive protection and simple nutrient. This arrangement enabled both partners to survive conditions that they could not endure alone. Algae have been used for centuries, especially in Asian countries, for their purported powers to cure or prevent illness as varied as cough, gallstone, gold, gold, galltree, hypertension, and diarrhea. Recently, algae have been surveyed for anticancer compound with several ion bacteria preparing to contain promising candidates. Diamond also have been used forensic medicine, as their presence in the lungs can indicate a person died due to drowning. Use and usage microalgae. Environmental benefits of microalgae cyanobacteria can play a significant role in waste management, can contribute to a circular economy with the potential to recover nutrients from waste and form a variety of bio-based chemicals that can be applied extensively as intermediate inputs, the final product different industrial sectors. Benefits of microalgae to humans. Microalgae are a good source of micro and micronutrients for human nutrition. However, they are also rich in a various bioactive molecules which may have potential in promoting health in humans. Those include polysaccharides and fibers, antioxidants, and omega-3 fatty acids. Benefits of microalgae to economy. Microalgae have tremendous potential for food, fodder, and fuel productions. The bottleneck of the algal technology is the economic productions of biomass due to the high recurring cost of nutrients, media required for cultivation of microalgae, and energy intensive methods of harvest and oil extractions. That's all. Thank you for listening. Sama